Welcome to RCSJ Today. I'm your host, Angie Pacini. I'm happy to be back at our Gloucester campus, but things are pretty quiet around here. Due to the health crisis, Rowan College of South Jersey has moved classes online. However, our library, bookstore, and computer labs are open to meet the needs of our students. Despite the challenges we're all facing, we still have lots of good news to share. We'll start with an update on our spring semester. To continue to safeguard the health and wellness of our students and of our college community, Rowan College of South Jersey has made the decision to continue to offer online instruction for our spring semester, with just a few exceptions for our classes requiring a hands-on component. Here to tell us more about this is our Provost and Vice President of Academic Services, Dr. Brendan Rickards.
Thank you.
Dr. Rickards, please describe the options that students will have this spring.
So for the spring, we are designing our semester to look pretty much like the fall term. The primary reason for this is we all need stability in our lives. We all are looking for that sense of continuity, and we are looking for that sense of safety. So what we are doing is ultimately putting together the spring semester to look like the fall. As such, the options that students will have to take for their coursework is going to include your traditional asynchronous online learning. This is the type of learning that students have become accustomed to over the years, because this is where the students complete the work on their schedule. Obviously, they have due dates and specific times and things that they have to adhere to. However, there's no specific class meeting times. Instructors may have optional virtual meeting times set up, but the students aren't required to ultimately interact in any of those types of formats. The second version is our live online format. In this format, the students will have Zoom lectures. They will interact one-on-one with each other and with their instructor in this virtual format. So the idea is these live online lectures are at specific scheduled times. The students and the faculty log on at those times, and they interact as if they were in the classroom. So in this case, it's simply a virtual classroom that they're using to interact. The advantage of this is it gives the interaction between individuals that we crave as a social species, but it does keep us safe and physically distant from one another. The last type of offering will be our kind of offshoot hybrids, and these will be kind of few and far between. And the idea of these are for things that are required for licensures, for attainment of their specific, their hands-on components that they would require that they would be using as they progress into the workforce. So you can kind of think of these as being your allied health type fields, things such as surveying, process technology, automotive technology, for example, and a few scattered labs here and there. So the whole idea behind the decision to do this is all based on student need and to the safety of the student.
Thank you. What were some of the factors that were considered in making this decision?
So the main factors that RCSJ has considered is we built an entire coronavirus response team that looked at the data that's going on in the local area as well as statewide and the country. And we are making our decisions based upon the health and the safety of our students, our faculty, and our staff. The other thing that we're making our decision based on is the academic and career planning future for our students. We did an outreach to our students to engage their opinion of what was going on with the pandemic and ultimately what the college could provide for their educational offerings and how they could ultimately become as successful as possible. We used the results of this survey to further break down how we were going to schedule our courses in the spring semester. And so we have tailored those offerings, whether it's online, live online, or hybrid, to the desires and wants that we got from feedback directly from the students. So our decisions ultimately come down to all of that continuity that we can provide and using the student data to make sure that we are very, very successful in providing everything the students would want and need for their educational future. We are not stopping your dream. We don't want to hold anybody back on their education. So what we are doing is setting up the safest, most effective way to deliver the education to our students that we can. So the core decisions that we're using is all based on health department data, CDC data, as well as student surveys that we've sent to the students, and using all of that to come up with the proper plan to get the students to where they need to go.
That's great. Are there advantages to attending Rowan College of South Jersey this spring?
Absolutely. So Rowan College of South Jersey this spring, we have chosen number one to freeze our tuition rates. So the tuition will not be changing. So obviously there's a financial benefit there because we are not changing the finances and pushing any of the charges that we are seeing onto our students. Secondly is simply the quality. And I mean, this is the critical thing. Finances are one thing, but if you're not getting what you need to move forward, that's a second. So at RCSJ, we pride ourselves in being a top-notch educational institution where our faculty and our staff are dedicated to the student. We always have the motto of student success and the student-centered culture. This is truly, truly true because all of the decisions that we make at the college are all rooted in student preparation, student success, and student support. So at RCSJ, I like to think that our faculty are here specifically because they choose to teach. They're not here because, it's an offshoot of their research. They're here because they love teaching and they love preparing our students for the future. So one major advantage that you will get at RCSJ is you do get that top-notch education with faculty who are dedicated to teaching. The second advantage on top of that is the student supports, because we still will supply the students with the type of support that they need to achieve their success and achieve success in their semester. So we do offer the same tutoring services, counseling services, advisement services, special services that students need in order to become successful. And the third point, and the last thing that I'll end on, and I kind of already touched on this, is the financial aspect. Because like I said, first we did freeze tuition, but the other aspect of the finances is RCSJ itself does not carry the same tuition that your four-year institutions would. By delivering our education in a very cost-effective and high-quality format, we've been able to keep the prices low and to get the students where they need to be. So with our low tuition rates, especially compared to your four-year partners, you can come into RCSJ and finish your gen eds, do some of your other required courses that would transfer to any other four-year college nationwide while paying a fraction of cost of, in particular, four-year tuition rates.
Well, I'm one of the people who have been working on campus a few days a week, and I appreciate seeing all the precautions that are being taken place for our safety. And thank you so much for the update.
Thank you very much. And I'm on campus as well, several days a week. So if anybody wants to stop in and say hi, again, safe physical distancing, but I'd love to see everybody. So thank you.
Enroll now for a winter class at Rowan College of South Jersey. Lighten next semester's coursework. Transferable online classes keep you moving forward. Visit rcsj.edu/winter.
There's never the right time to go to college because we're all busy, we have our lives. The online learning will make it even easier because you just turn on your computer and you're in the classroom. It's simple.
Really, like the whole professor-student relationship was maintained. You could talk to the professor, you could ask him questions. All of it was kind of, almost the same as an in-person class.
It was a very wonderful experience to be able to sit in my house and also still be able to learn everything that I would need to know for the semester of college.
I think that it's important to continue to study and to continue to learn.
If you just graduated high school, you want to stay on that track. You don't want to take any time off.
We're going through some tough times right now, but live online learning is awesome.
I think it's really important for all of us to keep on going. We can't wait to share with you this amazing new live online format, and we'll all learn together even though we can't be in the classroom together.
Power on your career with programs designed for flexible online learning. No entrance tests required. Graduate with a Rowan University degree for less. Visit rowanpartnerships.online to get started.
Live online learning is great because I didn't have to spend an hour driving back and forth. I didn't have to get a babysitter for my children.
The online classes gave me the option to see the teacher as she spoke her lectures. They had a chat box on the one side, so I was able to interact with the teacher.
That was the biggest thing for me, giving them that experience, was that they would still engage in discussion. They would still ask questions.
I'm a mother of 3 kids. It's not always easy for me to get on the campus, so to be able to still have that interaction for me, it makes a huge difference.
It saved me time, it saved me money, and I could spend more time with my children.
RCSJ Rowan Choice student Isaiah Green has written a book about his life-changing experience at a high school football game where gunfire erupted, which sent hundreds of people scrambling and left a 10-year-old boy dead.
Hello, RCSJ. This is George Guy, president of the Media and Broadcasting Club here at RCSJ. And we have someone very special joining us today. We have Mr. Isaiah Green, who was a spectator in the bleachers during the high school football event, which later became known to the world as the host of the infamous Pleasantville shooting.
Thank you for having me today, George.
You wrote a book about this event, and it's a really unique perspective and a way to process how this went down. It's called Through My Eyes. And I want to ask, what drove you to write a book about this particular thing?
So let's go back to about March. I had gotten this assignment in high school, and it was like describe like a spiritual experience in your life. Because I went to a Catholic high school. I went to Paul VI in Haddonfield, and that was what I wanted to write about. And I couldn't really find the motivation to write anything. So me and my current roommate right now, Kyle Purnell, I was like, Kyle, why don't we drive down there? And I drove back to the football field, and just being back there in that atmosphere just brought everything back. And so I wanted to, instead of just take it and leave it as an assignment, I wanted to write something so that some people would never use this tragedy as something we can never forget and become better from. I didn't want to make it a long read because I didn't want to drag it out. I just wanted to get straight to the point and my main topic of we need to talk about this so this doesn't continue happening in our country. And that's why I kind of made it a shorter 70-page book so that people could just grab it, read it, and really get something out of it. 3 months before this happened, the same thing happened in Mobile, Alabama. Someone brought a gun to a football game. Thankfully, no one was killed, but 9 people were shot and wounded. And it's just, this is something that's new to our country. If you see at the end of my book, I write, since the 2013 Sandy Hook shooting, we've cheered never again and said that at rallies, and it's happened almost 3,000 more times, mass shooting. So this is a big problem we have in our country. This shouldn't be a thing that's happening every single day. We shouldn't turn on the news every day and hear in cities, Philadelphia, Camden, Newark, like all these cities, and someone's dying every single day at the hands of guns. And I wanted to bring a raw, unedited version of my personal experience being there.
Sir, that is incredible. And for the moment during that game, I want to talk to you about the moment when everything went south. Can you do your best to take us through that moment as best as you can?
So I wrote this in the book. It's like 8:29, and I'm a South Jersey sports fan. So Pleasantville is more. Camden is closer to where I live, and my grandpa is a Camden High School alumni, so he's always taken me to those games, and I've always been a supporter of their school. So they're up 6-0, and Pleasantville's getting ready to punt them the ball, and so I'm on my phone. I'm checking other scores of other games around South Jersey, and it just happens. You see these noises, about 7 or 8 of them, and it's just everything that is in the real world. All the chaos and madness that happens in the real was brought onto the football field. For a lot of football players, that's their safe haven. That's their way to escape, like the violence and all the drama of the real world. And that was brought to the football field. You had people jumping over fences, hiding under bleachers. I wrote this in the books. Someone had their car stolen. Someone dropped their keys, and another person picked their keys up and stole their car. It was just madness, and that's the kind of things that acts like gun violence can do. They can bring chaos to such a triumphant and competitive event like a high school football playoff game.
And so in page 15, you discuss fear in the book. I want to bring up a quote. You say, "Although the bullets were not meant for me, my body had frozen as if they had my name on them." So the fear was, can you describe basically just how was that?
When it first goes off, I don't know at all where they're coming from. right? So once I kind of crawl and veer off to try to get behind the bleachers, they still I can kind of tell a little bit from glancing around that it's on the other side of the field, but my mind is just so sad that I'm hearing gunshots that they sound like they're right next to my ear. So I'm kind of feeling as if, okay, if I move or if I stand up or if I make any sudden move, like try to run, I don't even know, I'm not even sure at this moment who has the weapon on them. So I might get caught in, which happens in many cases, crossfire. I just, that might be me. So that's kind of where I was kind of like, not in the sense of that I was like physically, I couldn't, but frozen in the sense of if I move, I'm going to be the next person, that takes a bullet. That's what's happening.
All right. And so you also discuss faith, and around like page 41, you talk about religion and faith in Christ and how that's helped you throughout the this entire time, throughout the fear and sadness and anger, especially at the shooter. You talk about for praying for forgiveness, and can you guys go into that a little bit? How did religion really pull you through this wave of emotions that I'm sure you were probably feeling?
So most of my close family and friends know I'm really a religious person, and I've had a lot of stuff happen to me in my life, and God has been the only thing that has got me through. Like I say, towards the end of chapter 5, I have epilepsy. I've had 4 seizures, one when I was 5, one when I was in 7th grade, and I've had a couple when I was in high school. And, that's just, in high school, it was like a thing that was reoccurring. I would have mini seizures every day. And like, it just was like such a thing that drug me down. But the thing that always kept me going was my faith. And to this day, next year, 2021, it'll be 3 years. I'll be seizure free for 3 years. I've had deaths in my family. This has went on, like the pandemic. That was one of the most trying times of my life. And the only thing that has really pushed me through that is God. And I'm kind of I know writing the thing about forgiveness was a very controversial thing to write, but although that I have a relationship with Christ, I'm still a sinner. So it is not my place to throw shame or, put somebody lower than me. I don't feel like that is my place. It's okay for me to be hurt. It's okay for me to have anger at a time, but I have to let it go and put it in the hands of the God that I serve. Because if I do not, then I can't call myself a Christian. If you're following me, because I have to forgive those who hurt me.
Powerful. All right, so that is it's a powerful read, bro, and I'm glad you wrote the book. It's a unique perspective on just witnessing a tragedy. And your senior year was interrupted, and now you're starting your freshman year here with Rowan College. And how's that been for you?
So I am actually a Rowan Choice student. I'm going to school through RCSJ, but I am living on Rowan campus. But right now, a lot of people want to be in classes, but the way my schedule works around with all the kind of different stuff that I do, I kind of like the online learning. I can get on my class meetings from home, if I have something to do at another place. I kind of like it so far. So it's been enjoyable. I have a really good, me and my roommate Kyle, we've known each other for a lot of years. So that's been really good. And the pandemic's been hard, kind of had a rough end of my senior year. Really a lot of stuff that I missed, my prom, my senior trip. But I've been doing a lot of praying and faith, keeping the faith, just holding on to my faith. So far, I'm okay.
Time management, definitely great. So how can we find this book online?
Actually, you can go onto Amazon and type in Through My Eyes and then type my name in, Isaiah Green. Or another way, if I just have a huge shipment of a lot of books just came in, you can email me. My email is isaiahgreen824@gmail.com. I'll be glad to sign anyone's books, deliver them. But that's pretty much how I'm doing so right now.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
Just I hope that when everyone reads my book, they get something out of it. Like we discussed religion, you don't have to be a religious person to get something out of it. I talk about in my 5th chapter, Later Waits for No One, I really wanted to feel like I was talking to somebody. If you have, like I said, if you have a problem with someone in your family, make up for it, because time is short and we need each other. People are all we have and people are all we need. So love everyone while you have them. And I want to say thank you, George, very much for this interview.
And with that, I want to thank you, Mr. Green, for this interview. I want to thank RCSJ, and stay tuned for more great content on RCSJ Today. I am George Guy, President of Media and Broadcasting Club, signing out. I hope everybody has a good day.
Power on your career with programs designed for flexible online learning. No entrance tests required. Graduate with a Rowan University degree for less. Visit rowanpartnerships.online to get started.
Live online learning is great because I didn't have to spend an hour driving back and forth. I didn't have to get a babysitter for my children.
The online classes gave me the option to see the teacher as she spoke her lectures. They had a chat box on the one side, so I was able to interact with the teacher.
That was the biggest thing for me, giving them that experience, was that they would still engage in discussion. They would still ask questions.
I'm a mother of 3 kids. It's not always easy for me to get on the campus, so to be able to still have that interaction for me, it makes a huge difference.
It saved me time, it saved me money, and I could spend more time with my children.
Enroll now for a winter class at Rowan College of South Jersey. Lighten next semester's coursework. Transferable online classes keep you moving forward. Visit rcsj.edu/winter.
There's never the right time to go to college because we're all busy, we have our lives. The online learning will make it even easier because you just turn on your computer and you're in the classroom. It's simple.
Really, like, the whole professor-student relationship was maintained. You could talk to the professor, you could ask him questions. All of it was kind of, almost the same as an in-person class.
It was a very wonderful experience to be able to sit in my house and also still be able to learn everything that I would need to know for the semester of college.
I think that it's important to continue to study and to continue to learn.
If you just graduated high school, you want to stay on that track. You don't want to take any time off.
We're going through some tough times right now, but live online learning is awesome.
I think it's really important for all of us to keep on going. We can't wait to share with you this amazing new live online format, and we'll all learn together even though we can't be in the classroom together.
People in Transition helps those whose major source of income and financial support has been lost through separation, divorce, death, or the disability of a spouse or partner. These displaced homemakers are now being helped virtually to navigate the many resources People in Transition offers.
Hello, I am Ashley Kulikowski, the founder of Fearless Movement and proud alumni of Rowan College of South Jersey. We have a special guest with us, Crystal Noboa. She currently runs the Center for People in Transition. Welcome, Crystal.
How are you? And thank you for having me, Ashley. I'm very excited.
What is the Center for People in Transition?
Well, the Center for People in Transition is a social service program, and our mission is to assist displaced homemakers in becoming self-sufficient.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yes.
So what services do you provide?
So currently we provide workshops related to career and also life skills. So for example, we do workshops that is for emotional support, meaning like we could do a work-life balance workshop, we could do a letting go of toxic thinking. We also do career workshops that are related to get the job, keep the job, interviewing skills, budgeting skills, and we offer that to the community as well.
That's awesome, especially for the time that we're living in today. That those programs, the workshops that you offer, obviously are needed every day, but especially during a pandemic where people need to find a new form of employment or they need to let go of things that are toxic to them. And I think that is something that definitely serves our community in more ways than one.
We assist displaced homemakers. A displaced homemaker is somebody who has lost their main source of income due to separation, divorce, death of a spouse, domestic violence, or disability of a spouse. Wow. However, our one-on-one services are for displaced homemakers. So we do have a career case manager on staff that helps people with job development, right? But we want to offer the workshops to everyone in the community, 18 and up. So even though they can't get our services one-on-one, if they're not displaced homemakers, they could definitely attend our workshops for free.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's absolutely for free. Anyone can join us.
Yep.
Oh,
all
that's
you have
awesome.
to do is call the Center for People in Transition and register.
So how and where can people find information about your services?
We have a Facebook page, Center for People in Transition. They could follow us, and we normally respond to people if they reach out to us through there. We also have a website on the RCSJ page under Workforce Development. On there, they can find our newsletter. They can register for workshops there too, and our contact information.
So now we spoke a little bit about the pandemic. What are you doing right now? Are you providing services virtually?
Yes, we are providing services virtually through Zoom. We offer our workshops through Zoom. Right now, for the population struggling with unemployment, we make sure that their resume is updated, that they have also job leads, jobs that they could apply to. But most importantly, we also provide career training. So if somebody is interested in a certification, such as patient care tech, medical billing, we also have funding for that.
Along with Zoom workshops, virtual workshops, you provide other resources as well. Can you share with us what other resources that Center for People in Transition provides?
Well, the good thing about our center is that we not only offer career services, we also offer resource counseling. So no matter the need, if you're in need of food, utility assistance, domestic violence services, we're here to connect you to those services and be the bridge and fill that gap between the client and that resource available in our community.
That's awesome. So you just heard it. You heard that Center for People in Transition is meeting people where they are right now. Thank you so much, Crystal, for sharing your heart and sharing what you do for our community every day.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for having me. I appreciate it.
Enroll now for a winter class at Rowan College of South Jersey. Lighten next semester's coursework. Transferable online classes keep you moving forward. Visit rcsj.edu/winter.
There's never the right time to go to college because we're all busy, we have our lives. The online learning will make it even easier because you just turn on your computer and you're in the classroom. It's simple.
Really, like the whole professor-student relationship was maintained. You could talk to the professor, you could ask him questions. All of it was kind of, almost the same as an in-person class.
It was a very wonderful experience to be able to sit in my house and also still be able to learn everything that I would need to know for the semester of college.
I think that it's important to continue to study and to continue to learn.
If you just graduated high school, you want to stay on that track. You don't want to take any time off.
We're going through some tough times right now, but live online learning is awesome.
I think it's really important for all of us to keep on going. We can't wait to share with you this amazing new live online format, and we'll all learn together even though we can't be in the classroom together.
Power on your career with programs designed for flexible online learning. No entrance tests required. Graduate with a Rowan University degree for less. Visit rowanpartnerships.online to get started.
That's it for this episode of RCSJ Today. We have lots more news to share online, so visit rcsj.edu/today to see past segments. Thanks for watching.